y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend, because bad times don't last forever. After every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to your rainbow because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, that pot of gold, or whatever you want to call it. You're getting very, very close to it, and I see it, and I'm here for it, and you're going to love it. But as always, when we have them good days, we always have to rely on them bad days that help us get to where we are now. Because the bad days helped us as well as humbled us to be where we want to be at today. Okay? Okay. Hey, y'all. Whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, as always, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey, y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? It is the third week of April. Like, wow, we made it this far. We have 2 more weeks to go, y'all. And it's so crazy because April is moving by so freaking fast. And by April having 5 weeks too, y'all, it's going very fast because I'm like, dang, the months prior we only had, I think January had 5 weeks I think it had 5 weeks. And then I think February, of course, has 4. And March, I believe, had 4 as well. So far, January and April, has been the longest month so far that we have, Wednesdays, vibing out with me or whatever the case may be. But I'm just glad that you guys had decided to listen to me, as always. So, what's a few things I want to get into? Before we get into it, just a little check-in. I hope you guys are feeling good. As always, as I say, if you're not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend, because we need these times to help us get ourselves together. Sometimes we need to have that spring detox, like I mentioned last week. And if you have not listened to it because that will help you a lot. Because it's true. We all need some spring cleaning, some spring detoxing. If you're a person that's spring clean, your house and office and things like that, sometimes you need to do your body. You need to spring clean your body, your mind, your soul, So don't be ashamed if you have to get those things out the way. Get it out the way because your mental matters. And one of the things, too, that I tell people all the time within spring, before you know it, summer is literally around the corner. And it's so crazy how things just fly by so fast. I was like, bro, we were just in, like how the kids be, bro, we were just in daggone coats and boots and things like that. But now, we got some little sweaters, some cardigans. We doing a little better. We getting stuff together. So y'all, if y'all see me looking at another screen, y'all, I'm working on my MacBook. I had the notes on the MacBook now instead of my iPad because I was like, the whole time I could have really been doing it like this. But, you live and you learn, especially if you like me who teach yourself everything. Sometimes you got to teach yourself or you got to be a visual learner or whatever or hands-on. You'd be surprised what you can do. Okay? So, a few things I just want to keep updated. I hope you guys enjoyed the Vibing Out with Guests. However, that is the only Vibing Out with Guest appearance that I had. Shout out to Demo for taking the time out his day to even, do that. Y'all, it was 2 hours. And I thought it was going to add up to the 2-hour mark, but it came up to like an hour and 45 or 50 minutes, I want to say. But y'all, we were in the process of sitting there together and the engineer was like, it was 2 hours. I was like, boy, you lucky. I'm like, he was lucky for so many things, y'all. He had 3 good luck charms because it was no way. But I was like, you know what? I was scared for it. So yes, y'all, this month I only had 1 guest appearance due to how things are looking for me. Like my schedule has been jam-packed within academics. The kids are on spring break, so that's the best thing too. They're on spring break, so that gives me time to play catch up as well as get some of the assignments out of the way because the countdown begins now. Then I'm almost walking across that stage, and y'all, it's a bittersweet moment. But to anybody out there that is preparing to celebrate something, honor something, whatever the case may be, birthdays, weddings, graduations, whatever, I applaud you. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations, and you got this because you came a long way. It's so hard, to even get yourself prepared to start things. Like, it's so hard at times for people to even go back to school, to even stay consistent, things like that. Even shout out to all the new parents, whatever the case may be. It's never easy. Certain stuff that we want to do in life, it doesn't come with manuals. Like my parents say all the time, when they had me, because I'm the oldest, like they did not have a manual on how to be a parent. And, they just did what they could. They had the mommy and me and dad books, but, sometimes it don't always go that way. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So shout out to all the new parents out there, the newlyweds, the graduates, all that. Even from the little kids on up, y'all. Congratulations to whatever you have in store, because celebrate them accomplishments. I'm going to say that too. I'm real big on celebrating accomplishments. I don't care how big or small it is. Celebrate it because you did something that meant so much to you. And also celebrate on the ones that you love the most. Give them grace. Love on them. Show them that you care. Give them appreciation, because it's so hard to start something and to take it to the finish line. Sometimes we might have to put that on pause, like, but the thing is, staying consistent is one of the amazing things ever. So shout out to y'all, because it's that season, graduation season, wedding season, baby showers, birthdays, all that. So shout out to y'all. I want to give y'all love as always. As always, I appreciate y'all for taking the time out of y'all busy day to listen to me, because, baby, like I said, life be life. And we all have our own little things going on. We all have this going on, that going on. So I appreciate y'all for just taking the time out of y'all busy days to listen to me, or, just listening to the Vibe Out with Guest series or the Wellness series. However way you listen to me, whatever series you listen to, even the main series is Vibing Out with E. That's like Vibe of the Day, blah, blah, blah. Or the Wellness, that's Wellness lesson, whatever. I think we're on lesson 14. I think we should be on Wellness lesson 14, I believe. Yeah. And then Vibe Out with Guests, like I say too, I have that for one to three guests I take per month. But as March, y'all, I'm still on cloud 9 for that. I had 4 guests back to back, so shout out to all of them. Shout out to all the guests I had so far. I'm so glad that you guys took the time out today to do that. I'm so glad that y'all were brave enough to do that, because like I told them, I was so scared. I'm just glad that y'all work with me. We work with each other in making progress, and I see y'all progressing and blossoming in so many ways. And to the future guests that want to be on there, I applaud y'all as well for even taking the time out of y'all day to even want to sit and vibe out with me, and to show love and appreciate on the guests and listeners, and let them know about you, and just have a good time. That's all I'm about. I'm here for a good time to learn, but also we're going to make sure our mental is okay. So without further ado, y'all, I have nothing else to say, but let's just get into it. Like I said, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, y'all already know what's about to go on. So without further ado, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice or watching me on YouTube. As always, every vibe of the day is something special. So turn me up on your PCs, iPads, car radios, phones, whichever way you listen to me or watch me, because like I say, as always, every vibe of the day is something special. Okay? So in honor of the month of April, as well as the springtime in general, we always focus on, cleaning and detoxing and things like that. But the number one thing that I learned, and I had the chance to experience this with my classmates, it was so dope, because at first I was not with it. I would have been with it, if it was like, a little bit warm. But I was like, you know what? It is what it is. When you know your city like the back of your hand, and know areas and stuff, and you're around good people and good vibes and making a difference and making a change and doing something from the heart, that's all that matters. So today's vibe of the day is National Volunteer Month, the wellness of giving back. So let me give y'all a little background story on what happened with me. So as you guys may know, if you're new here, I am a Morgan State student who is in the School of Social Work. As a social work major, we have, it's a thing I never knew when you become a senior, that I knew about the paper we had to write, a 16 dissertation paper. At first it was 30 pages, and it's a research paper that you have a topic that you talk about whatever. My topic is on child abuse and neglect, and how can social workers help children in the urban community that have been impacted with abuse and neglect. So another thing we had to do too is 2 projects, a community project on like a global population, and then one in America. And then we had another one within our community. And the one that we did within our community was really dope. And the reason why I said at first I wasn't with it because I'm like, why do we have to do this? Like, I was like, why do we have to do this? But when we got there, you know, it was in the heart of Baltimore, of course. It was in West Baltimore, if you don't know. I posted on the my page. I should have recorded it. She recorded everything and put it on YouTube. But the way we were moving, y'all, it was like the professors got more footage because they were around. So what we did was, y'all, we met the leaders of the community that was a part of this, and my professor slash advisor, he's a part of this amazing organization. We Are Us, and it's super dope, y'all. It was so dope. I loved it. They're very, very, very firm and very strong on the community. As them being so involved in the community, in the social work world, that's called macro. So anything involving the community, a big population, is macro when someone's working with multiple people at once or at multiple times. And it's a nonprofit organization. So that was dope. What's another thing too that I've learned or that I like? So we went over the what they do, why they serve, the people that they serve, why it's so important to them, and why they do this, and just, you know, giving back to the community, because they started during the pandemic, and then some of them started way back before the pandemic. I'm sorry, and just being able to sit there and grasp up all the knowledge and amazing information that they said is like, wow, we do have people in the city, and if you're not from Baltimore, y'all, wherever you from, being able to have people in your community, in your city or whatever, to take charge on to trying on identifying problems that happen and trying to put a stop to it. So their whole mission and the whole purpose, the blueprint of that organization was to stop the murder rates. The murder, you know, rates in the city. If you're familiar with Baltimore City, we do have a high rate of murder rates, as well as with Chicago and I think California. So we're like third or second, I don't know, but we're up there and it's very high. And when they started the whole foundation, their whole goal was to stop the violence, stop the beef. That's also another organization that's a part of them, Stop the Beef. And they also have a hotline too. So, you know, if anything is to happen, you know, they have the Stop the Beef hotline. It helps whatever's going on and things like that. What also was dope was that not only are they in Baltimore City, but they're going international. So it's like, wow. So anybody, if you in PG County, DC, if you like the DMV area, you know, wherever you're at, you could be able to call them and they can help you in some type of shape or form with anything you're going through. And I love how they have a passion for the children, because as a person like me who love children to death, especially in my city, our children is next up to, you know, be striving for greatness. And for us that has dealt with things that they, you know, are preparing for, we want to give them nothing but the best advice, knowledge, and give them the best navigation and roadmap that we can, and protect them out of harm's way as possible. Because, you know, they say tomorrow's not promised, but you always have to live today like it's your last day. And with children, we have to love on them because, y'all, like I said, in my city, the murder rate was very high. And then, like, you started to notice that kids were involved with the murder rate too. And that was, like, very scary. And that's another reason, too, why they created their foundation, which was phenomenal, because the kids need somebody. Everybody needs somebody, especially older adults taking the time out of their day to focus surrounding on nothing but the children, from helping them with financial, academics, and things like that, is one of the dopest things ever. And as a person like me, I did not want to work in micro social work, because being involved with the community, that was not, I don't like outside sometimes. And sometimes when you put yourself on the forefront, it's like, do I really want to do this? Am I strong enough for this? But being able to see that happen, you know, and hear and grasp everything that they were talking about was so amazing. And then when we had the chance to feed the community, you know, just pass out whatever food they had over there. We had food, drinks. It was a food drive. So, like, they drive in their car and we just load them up and things like that. It was so dope, y'all. And I said, I wish it was warm outside, because, baby, it was cold, but everybody was bundled up with their Morgan gear on. And we had a ball. It was for social work students, the seniors, and it was so cool because we came together as a class. And for most of us, we never seen each other before. And some of us, we know like the back of our hand, because some of them had class with each other since freshman year. And I had class with some of them since my junior year when I transferred. So it was dope. It was phenomenal. We got to see our professors in a whole nother light, because, you know, you can learn much. You can learn so much about a person from the outside than the inside. Inside when there's courses, you gotta be all professional. You know how they are. Then when they outside living their life, having a good time, like wow, you really cool, you really fun. So y'all, it was super dope. I said I might talk about it at the symposium that we had coming up, impacting with our papers, and also talking about the global community project that we have to do as a class, and then also talk about that experience. So I'm second guessing myself. I might do it, y'all, as I just broke it down for y'all. I'm gonna see what my professors say about it, and I'm gonna let him listen to this clip. Tell him to see if he think this is good or not. So if not, y'all, it's okay. It's all right. It's kind of last minute because like we have speakers from our class to do whatever source, and sometimes y'all, I do not feel comfortable with speaking publicly, especially when it comes to certain stuff involving with the school, because people was like, oh my gosh, like we had somebody, so one of the leaders have made a song about their program, We Are Us, and it's a music video. I did not know it was a music video, and I'm gonna share that with y'all too. Once we get the footage back, y'all, I'm going to die laugh because like we have like behind the scenes footage. It was so dope. It was funny and it was dope, but it was a very good time and it was a very good learning experience. But going back to that National Volunteer Month, I didn't even know that April was that. I'm also let my professors know like, hey, we really did take our time out to volunteer. And as someone like me, I always volunteer from the backside. Meaning like I would donate books and stuff like that, clothes and stuff. I never would put myself on the forefront because like, like I said too, if you guys watch the Vibing Out with Damo, it's still taking me a minute to even process that I'm doing this. It's about to be 2 years soon. And me just still being able to learn myself and then learn what I could do and how my voice is so powerful. It's like, wow. So after that experience I had with my community, even though it was for a grade, I still was like, wow, like I could probably be this. And the crazy thing is for my master's program, you have a concentration, one of the other y'all. And my concentration is clinical within with clinical macro. And I was like, but I thought about it too because I want to be a school social worker. You're going to be macro regardless because you're dealing with a lot of things. Not only are you dealing with them on a meso and Marco level, you're dealing with them on so many levels within kids because of the community and things like that. So after that experience, y'all, I was like, okay, macro social work is not that bad. But sometimes, like I said, too, I was kind of iffy about it, too. I was like putting myself on the forefront, y'all. I'm still getting familiar with who I am within the light of Vibing with E. Because doing Vibe with E is like it was like I turned into a different person. I don't want to say different, but I turned into like a very different person in a good way. It's like something that I never thought I could do. I put it in action and the sky is taking off. And it's going to take off. And it's going to go sky high by me staying consistent and things like that. But, we live and we learn. I'm learning every step that I take within what I'm doing and being able to vocalize my opinions and things that's going on is dope. So I would say like after that experience within working in the community and just giving back to the community and seeing all the amazing people out there, it was worth it. So whoever's out there, to all my listeners who's out there who does volunteering and stuff, I applaud y'all because it's needed. We need to give back. The wellness of giving back is one of the things that brings us joy. Being able to give back to your community as well as giving back and not wanting nothing in return is one of the amazing things ever. Giving back is something that I live for, especially involved with children. But not only in children, at times we have to give back to everyone because you never know what someone's going through. Regardless of, how social people put on a persona, quote unquote, allegedly, sometimes you never know what somebody's going through. And that's why I'm big on you never judge a book by its cover, because you never know what's going on. If you never took the time to, open a book, read a few pages, skim through it or whatever, and if you don't like it, close it, put it back. But if you like it, keep on reading and get to know the person and get to know some more stuff, contact clues and things like that, because you never know who you may need and you never know who may need you. So giving back is just so powerful. And as a person, I feel like this is my type of way of giving back because you never know who is in need. No matter how big or small it is, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, wellness, whatever it is, people need people. You know how we say at times, I don't need nobody, baby. You never know who you need, especially within the time of need. Regardless if it's giving food, donations, clothes, books, whatever, even you just giving your time to sit with a person and talk to them, even if it's not face to face or it's like how I'm doing, audio or on video, just being able to do stuff like that is very giving and it's very needed because we all need someone. And the wellness of giving back is one of the amazing things ever. So after just being able to go out into my community, but on the other side of the city, because y'all, I'm from East Baltimore, West Baltimore, people because some of my classmates are not from here at all. Like they got PG, Connecticut, California, New York. They like, oh, I'm scared, but I'm like, hold up, y'all cool. It's okay, you know, it's okay. We're the nice part. We're in a cool part, whatever. But you know, just being able to give back to the community, the heart of your city and stuff like that is so powerful and it's so dope. And I loved it. And I was like, wow, I would love to do it again. And I thought of doing something like that, you know, just partner with people that have businesses and give it back to the community because it's needed. No matter what it is, how big or small it is, just being able to give back and show love to your community and show them that you care for them as well as you're here for them. That's the best thing ever. Regardless of how much money you have or whatever, flashy, whatever it is, being able to put yourself on the forefront to give back to the ones you love, even if you don't know them. Just giving back to people is so important. Because like I say, you never know what someone is going through. You being able to put yourself out there and say, look, I'm going to do this for this because this is a problem that I see. Or I'm just doing this because this is what I feel is needed to be done. Do it, my friends. And for the ones that are doing it now, I applaud you. And I'm so thankful for you because it takes a lot out of a person to put themselves on the forefront, to volunteer and to create moments and events and stuff that involve volunteering and getting people on board with you, as well as just giving back. Okay? So now let's get deep into the episode. So the definition of volunteering, if you're new here, I break it down into the definition, the 5 W's, and the quotes. I do my research and I tie in information that I have experienced, and that's the examples or whatever. And so y'all will hear a lot probably based around like me giving back within schools and also doing the community service that I did for a grade. But baby, I forgot the grade. I just was able to be out there to do what I did. Giving out olives and hot sauce and stuff. It was dope. It was dope. So volunteering is the act of offering time and skills to help others without monetizing composition. It can be done in various settings such as community organizations, schools, hospitals, or in any area that benefits from support. Volunteering not only impacts the community, but also numerous personal benefits, including emotional and physical wellness. Basically, like I say, giving back and being able to volunteer your time to anyone, regardless if it's just giving items, you never know that you can help someone also, like I said, too, with their emotional well-being. So being able to just give back within the kindness of your heart, the wellness of giving back within this volunteering month is so dope. It is needed because we all go through things in life that we never thought we go through. Especially, I love when people say, you know, have them stories where they had a tough time in their life, when somebody helped them and that motivated them to give back, because it takes a lot out of a person to help someone. And trust me, as a person that is a strong believer on helping the children and having empathy and compassion for them in so many ways, even, you know, at times when children get on your nerves, try you still have to be there for them because you never know how much of an impact you can be to them. So me being able to give my time and wisdom and everything to them and serve them is so amazing because you never know. As well as giving them things that they need. Like sometimes y'all be like, do I really want to do this? Because sometimes I'm real big on like, I don't want to leave any kid out. Because I know how it feels to be left out at times, especially when you were younger. And I'm real big and I was raised that way. Like my dad be like, if there's a whole bunch of us, he's not just going to give his children one thing. If we are as a whole, everybody's going to get something. I don't care how big or small it is because that's the respectful thing to do. And that's the importance of giving back, no matter how small it is, you know, because you never know if that kid may need it or not, or the adult, whatever. You know, sometimes when it comes to money, y'all, I ain't gonna get into that though. Sometimes we do have our hiccups, but regardless, y'all, at the end of the day, it's a blessing in disguise. And you never know how much of an impact that you have did to help that person in need. So, first question is, I always start with the who, and I'm gonna just give y'all a heads up too. If you're new here, who most of the time involves everybody, even the kids. So this is also a good learning experience for the kids too, because you never know how much of an impact that can put onto them. And let me give y'all a little heads up and insider. So some of these questions might have two questions in one, because it's National Volunteer Month, but it's surrounded by the wellness of giving back. So I just wanted to tie into with a little bit more detail, because it was super dope by me just being able to experience it first and then telling y'all about it and then giving y'all some insight. Was like, okay, why not do it like that? So yeah. So who can benefit from volunteering and who's typically involved in national volunteering activities? So, like I said, y'all, it was so crazy to me when I found out that April was impacted with that, because we do have Earth Day. So I was like, okay, that might be also the reason why April is impacted with National Volunteer Month, because people go out and volunteer their time to clean up during Earth Day and get the wherever in their community pretty. Sometimes most people go to the beach because that's where most of the trash and stuff carries and fly to. So but either way, it never really dawned on me like that until I just sat here now and was like, oh, Earth Day is coming up too, so it ties in the hand. But y'all, just learning that National Volunteer Month is in April is super dope. So who can benefit from volunteering and who is typically involved in national volunteering activities? So National Volunteering Month, April, serves as a celebration of the and values contribute of volunteering across the country. It raises awareness about the positive impacts of volunteer work on communities and encouraging individuals to engage in volunteering opportunities. This month highlights the importance of giving back and the difference that volunteering can make in improving lives, supporting causes, and fostering community development. It also serves a reminder that anyone can contribute regardless of their background or circumstances. Volunteering offers a wide range of wellness benefits, including improving mental health by boosting self-esteem, reducing anxiety, and combating depression. It can also lower stress levels by promoting relaxation and a sense of accomplishment. Furthermore, volunteering provides a deep sense of purpose, allowing individuals to feel that they are making a meaningful difference in the world. It fosters a sense of belonging and community, strengthening social connections and networking. These positive experiences contribute to overall emotional well-being, helping volunteers lead happier and more fulfilling lives. Plain and simple right there, y'all. That was so dope. Basically, everything what I just said to you, going back to how I felt, being out there in the community, but on the other side of Baltimore was dope. Even though I'm familiar with the area, but I stay in this area, being able to just volunteer it was so dope. Being able to take the time out of my day to do it, because y'all, like I said, even though it was for a grade, I still was like, you know what? At first, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, because we was like, look, we got a lot on our plate. My classmates, I was like, we got a lot on our plate. We got internship, we're working. We got this 16-page research paper. We got this going on, that going on. We don't need this. But I guarantee y'all, after we had to sit down with the We Are Us community and their foundation, the people that are on the team and serve, the whole energy that they had shifted me so much to go outside. I was like, okay, let's get it done. Now, at first, y'all, I'm not going to lie to y'all. They just threw us out there look, this is what we going to do. Y'all, it was no structure. And, one thing, certain people like me, if you're like me, you're big on structure and orders. You're big on, you want to know how this goes, what's the pattern and how the flow is. So at first, y'all, we were all bum rushed because we didn't know what we were doing. We just knew that we were giving food to the community, but we didn't know how the line was going to be structured. So then it took us 10 to 15 minutes to get it structured. We had people at the beginning of the car line to get it together. Then I was at the middle towards the end. So everybody had a station and we made it flow. And it was so dope. Because at first I was like, what the heck? We just was throwing stuff in people's car. And people was getting doubled up. But regardless, they was give it to the community. Just give it to them, give it to them, give it to them. As long as they have, that's all that matters. But it was so dope. So everyone can benefit from this, even the little kids. Start them young too. Having children out there too, and seeing that giving back to the community is the best thing possible, because that also shows them that being able to be helpful, regardless if you know the person or not, is very important and is key to serving your community. Because not only does it help them, it helps you embrace and help to I don't want to say get rid of, but whatever you're going through, it slowly washes it away. Because like I said to y'all, we all were so exhausted. We were like, why do we have to do this? But we realized that it's needed. Giving back is something that is needed. And we all got along. Like, all of us got along. We had a good time. We made the best out of it. We had fun. And we learned a lot from it. So being able to come together as a community, as one, to give back to others is so dope. As well as just being involved in whatever it is, no matter how big or small it is. If you're doing it in the community, in schools, the hospitals, whatever setting it is, just being able to have people to come together that's really passionate about doing things for the community, no matter how big or small it is, even if they're donating toys, food, clothing, whatever, even just donating your time to help them with whatever things going on mentally, physically, whatever, just being able to go out there and help people in need is so dope. And I'm so glad that I was able to see that for myself as my adult, in my beginning of my adult life, and as a social worker in the making, or as I say, in training. Because sometimes we say with their social work, and if all social workers out there, we try to stay in one lane. But it's hard because when you have that clinical, when you have that LC, SW, and you have that C, baby, you out there in the forefront of whatever and doing whatever. You could do whatever. Even if you don't have the license, you still could be able to do whatever you want to do. But, if you went to grad school or in the process of grad school, you're like, you know what? I'm sticking on to one concentration. Look, this is what I'm doing. But sometimes it's like when you're a social worker, you're in everything. Regardless if you are a school social worker, hospital social worker, case manager, and working in the courthouse, whatever, baby, you're in everything. And it's so crazy because you're the one that knows everything. You got the resources. You know what's best for the client, your clients. You know what can help them in the community and everything. Even to the ones that are not social workers, human behavior, human service resource, all that. Anything involving with helping and giving back to clients or a client or clients in some type of population in shape or form, you're volunteering your time. Especially if you love what you do, you don't look at it as volunteering. See, me, I didn't look at it as volunteering, but it took me to understand that I can do this. I'm still learning as I go. But being able to see that with my classmates, like front and center, because like I said, I'm always in the background. When people have donations and stuff, I do it like that in the background. I'm like, I gave my part. But being able to interact with others and the people in your community or whoever you came together to do this with is so dope. So I'm trying to go back, y'all, to the part that really, really, really hit me was when it comes to mental. Because you never know how much of a change you can make. Like, you could be going through something and it piss you off, tick you off. But once you get out there and have a good time, it's mingling, talking to people, whatever you're going through is gone out the window. Because you really, you really put yourself out there, and it helped you so much. Like, it helped you mentally realize that, look, what I'm going through is something so, it may be, it may be big, but in reality it's really small because, it can get done. I'm gonna heal from this regardless. But the purpose of this is to serve my community and to serve the people that I need to serve. And you never know who needed this. So just being able to go out there and fulfill lives and make people feel comfortable, be happy, and understand that somebody cares for them is super dope. And being able, I've seen a lot of older folks too, y'all. I've seen a little bit of younger folks drive through, but a lot of older folks, but just being able to go out there and see people. Because sometimes, I get scared to go out of places and it's like, okay, I'm volunteering my time. It's like, dang, if nobody come, what are we going to do? But, you always have to find a way. And I'm a two-sided person. And I love the people that do these volunteerings and stuff. They think two-sided too, because if they don't come in person, they still going to figure out a way. And they might have it for 2-3 days and they put it online, do what they gotta do. Promoting is key, putting yourself out there and stuff like that. But all in all, everyone can benefit from this, from the children on to the adults. Older adults are benefit from volunteering, and it involves, and the national volunteering activity involves a lot of things from a lot of areas within the community, within hospitals, schools, whatever the case may be, and involving your mental health as well. So don't forget that. So, number 2, what are the wellness benefits of volunteering, and what is the significance of National Volunteering Month? So, volunteering benefits from volunteering benefits from both the volunteer and the community they serve. Volunteers gain a sense of fulfillment, skill development, and emotional well-being, while the community receives valuable support. National Volunteer Month involves individuals from all walks of life, including students, professionals, retirees, families, and even teams, even company teams, making it a time for anyone who wants to make a positive impact to get involved. National Volunteering Month April serves as celebration of the valuable contributes of volunteering across the country. It raises awareness about the positive impact of volunteer work on communities and encouraging individuals to engage in volunteering opportunities. This month highlights the importance of giving back and the difference that volunteering values that can make and improve lives, supporting cause, and fostering community development. It also serves as a reminder that anyone can contribute regardless of their background or circumstances. Volunteering offers a wide range of wellness benefits, including involvement in mental health by boosting self-esteem and combating depression. So basically what I said too, and what's another one that I wanted, because I see I wrote a little bit of the same thing in there. So yeah. So when it comes to the benefits of wellness, it benefits a lot. Like I said to you, you may be going through something, but being able to help someone that may be going through something twice as more than you, it helps you realize that what I'm going through is, what we're going through is temporary. But sometimes with people, they feel like it's permanent. And that's why it takes us as people that want to get on the forefront to give back to the community and things like that, to put ourselves out there to help anybody in need. Because like I said, volunteering, like once I got on the forefront officially in person and was able to give food to people and seeing that some of them was like, I'm not trying to take too much, but it's like, you never know who may need it. The more the merrier. Because you may not need it, but then that's where you come in, I'm the person that's giving you the stuff. I'm doubling up and you like, dang, I don't need this. You're volunteering too, but giving someone something that you have received. And the wellness benefits of just being out there volunteering is amazing. Being able to gain that sense of fulfillment, development, and having emotional wellness support, and developing a sense of that, that's the time where you put your pride to the side. When you go outside, regardless of how big or small of a crowd you get, and regardless of who you may come across, because sometimes you may come across nasty people, your whole purpose is to serve them. And that's one thing too, as a social work student, that I've learned from all my professors, supervisors, things like that. Regardless of what goes on, regardless of how your client or clients treat you, you have a purpose, and that's to serve them. Regardless of how big or small you're serving them, you're serving them. Regardless of what they need, the wants, you're serving them in the best way possible. That's all that matters. Yes, you're out there giving the time and stuff, but serving them is important. Regardless of how mean and nasty they can get with you, or they may have their days like up and down, and they might, and we all have those clients that, give us the runaround. But the whole purpose is us serving them and doing what we're supposed to do for them. And that's the same thing within volunteering, within whatever you're doing. That helps with your wellness. Regardless of what goes on, you're serving them, and that helps you even boost your confidence more, as well as learn a few traits about you, because it helps give you a sense of fulfillment. It helps you get a sense of fulfillment skill development, and also help you with your emotional wellness. Just being out there to give back to people in any type of capacity, shape, or form, it don't matter. And having that being across the world is so dope. And it can happen anytime, any place, not only just in springtime, it is warm and stuff. Because like that's where the most of the time that you get a lot of fresh foods is during like spring and summer. Because winter and fall, like certain fruits like strawberries, you can't get it like during winter time and stuff. They say the best time is spring when it's sweet and it's sweeter and all that. But yes, y'all, just being able to display and learn from yourself when it comes to the wellness benefits of volunteering and the significance of why National Volunteer Month is so important is a sense to celebrate and have a celebration of just being able to collaborate with people around the world, as well as giving your time to raise awareness for a positive impact and a positive cause that impacts on communities. Anybody can do it. Like I said, professors, students, retirees, children, veterans. I don't care. I don't care what your background is. If you have a passion for people and you want to make a change, go out there and do it. Regardless if you're famous or not, regardless if you're in school or not, regardless if whatever, just go out there, put yourself on the forefront and give back to your community because it's needed. You don't know how much of a difference you can make to someone and how much that can help you. Like I say all the time on here, if I cannot help a handful of people, long as I help someone, because that goes to show I'm doing something right. At times, like even in my professional world, when I become official school social worker, sometimes you may have students that you cannot get in touch with, but right away, but later down the line, it's going to be like, wow, I really served this child. And I helped them with everything that they needed, regardless if I had to volunteer my time after school to make sure that they get home, they have food, clothing, whatever. Just think about it, y'all. We serve our time in so many different ways of volunteer ourselves in so many different ways. And once you do something like that, I don't know what it is, y'all, but it's something like that. When I do something such as volunteering my time in some type of shape or form, I get this feeling inside that, wow, it's so warm. It's like, wow, I really just did that. I did that. So never be afraid and teach the children because they're our future. So number 3, when should someone consider volunteering and when does volunteering have the greatest impact? So this going on to like, when should someone consider volunteering? First thing first, before I get into it, I want to say everyone should consider volunteering anytime, any place, any season. I don't care. Because volunteering is happening all over. Like a lot of people are having giveaways and stuff all around the year. Like it's going on all year long. You have back to school drives, church drives. You never know. So I say volunteer as much as you can, but volunteering is going on all the time. So volunteering can be done, like I said, all year round. But National Volunteer Month providing an essential great opportunity. It's great opportunity to get started. So April. It serves as a reminder that there's always an opportunity to contribute, whether for an hour, a day, or throughout an ongoing commitment. This month is a perfect time to reflect on the cause you care about and take the first steps towards making a difference, no matter how small the contribute may seem. Volunteering has the greatest impact when individuals dedicate consistent time and efforts to causes they care about. The more regular a person engages in volunteering, the more deeply they connect with the cause and the community they're serving. Even small, seeming simple actions of volunteering, when done over time, can collectively make a significant difference, improving lives, building stronger communities, and creating a lasting positive change. So basically, anyone can contribute to volunteering anytime, any place, because it's all year round. Like I said, volunteering is all year round. Schools, they're doing a lot of volunteering. If it's not back to school, they're doing if tutoring, even giving it to the parents, helping them with housing, jobs, opportunities, even with their health. Churches, they're doing a lot of that too with the food job. They do back to school, whatever they can, do trips and things like that. Hospitals, whatever you can find is going on all year round. But within April is so very important, and it's so global, worldwide, all that, because like I mentioned, it provides a great opportunity to get started. So, when you get in, so like me, I never knew until I looked back. I was like, whoa, I said, I gotta tell my professor about this because this is right up his alley. So just being able to put yourself on the forefront, like I said, to volunteer or to just start, being a community leader, activist. You don't even have to do that. If you see something going on in your community, you want to make something about it, do it. But make sure you do it the right way. If you got to get papers, anything like that, waivers, get it out the way. But it don't matter what your title is. Just you being able to serve a community that you love and you feel as though need, or you feel like a community that needs a little bit of love, love one or whatever, do it. Don't be afraid to do it. So volunteering, anyone can volunteer. Consider to do it any time in the year. The greater time to do it looks like during the month of April, because it's springtime, a little bit of warm. But like I said, y'all, we went and it was cold up here. Because like I said, spring is on. I don't know. It's like up and down and round and round. Before you know it, summertime's going to be here. But it's okay, regardless. So anyone can start volunteering anytime, any place. The best time to do it is around spring, especially in the month of April, because it is National Volunteering Month, and that's where a lot of things are happening that people need volunteers for. So that's super dope. Number 4, where can one volunteer during National Volunteering Month? Where is the wellness of giving back most felt? So this is saying, where can one volunteer? Where can they, what can they do and where can they go? Where can they go and how does this wellness, where does the wellness of giving back is most felt at for a person? So opportunities for volunteering during National Volunteer Month can be found at a wide range of locations, including local shelters, food banks, schools, hospitals, environmental organizations, and nonprofit groups. Many organizations, they volunteer effectively during this month, which is April, making it prime time to connect with causes in need of support, whether it's through helping a community center or participating in events and environmental cleanups. There are countless ways to give back in local areas. So like I mentioned too, not only are you can give back within, giving things and giving your time, but taking the time out of your day to clean up your community. Because you never know that you're helping the people that do it on a daily, that's their job title. You're helping whatever you can do to help serve your community as possible. So within this case, where can one volunteer during National Volunteer Month? Wherever, it's global. You could do it in your neighborhood. You can go somewhere else, whatever floats your boat. To take the time out of your busy day to just sit there and stand wherever to volunteer for a cause or a population that you care so much about and to give back to them. As well as when it comes to, cleanup, going back to April being National Volunteer Month, but also Earth Day. I believe Earth Day is the 21st or the 22nd of April. So it's coming up soon. Anyway, just being able to volunteer not only just does with giving back, but also cleaning up, taking charge. That's where the detox come in, the spring cleaning and stuff like that. That helps a lot. So one person, a person, whatever, you out there, my friend, can volunteer through any aspect on the school grounds, the community grounds, hospital grounds, church grounds, doing environmental organizations. That's going out in the environment. They're going to beaches, ponds, rivers, lakes, wherever, and they're cleaning up. Even sometimes they're out on the street. So it's so many different levels and varieties of ways of giving back that impacts the wellness of giving back within honoring National Volunteer Month. So the wellness part of it is the wellness benefit of giving back are most deeply felt when the volunteer feels a strong connection to the cause they're supporting. Like I said, whatever cause that you feel as though you feel in your heart that's for you. Like in the human and health behavioral world, we say whatever population that you have passion for and you serve for, do for them. Do it. Go out there, do what you got to do. So within this cause, I don't care what big or small it is, how big or small it is, whatever in your heart that you feel as though a population or something, or whatever it is that you're mostly deeply felt with, volunteering, you feel a strong connection with, go out there and do the support. Supporting people, regardless how big or small it is, go out there and support. Even if it's in your community or not. Take that risk on. If somebody's having an event that involves with volunteering and it's right up your alley, like giving away books, giving away clothes, cleaning up food browse, sitting there talking to people, whatever, do it. Because you never know how much that can impact your wellness, but also the person. Because you never know how much you don't know how much wisdom and courage you can put on a person, even if you know them or not. Just being able to take the time out of your day to give back in whatever shape or form is very important. And that's the importance of the wellness of giving back within this amazing National Volunteering Month. So volunteering experiences a sense of gratitude and fulfillment when their effects align with their values and passion. Engaging in meaningful work that positively impacts others foster a deep sense of purpose. And this emotional connection is where the wellness of volunteering truly shines. Whether through personal reflections or positive interactions with those they help, volunteering often finds that their involvement enriches their wellness. So a person, like they say, like how the question I had it is, so basically oneself, meaning you and I, whoever, mainly you, me. Whatever we feel passionate about, we're dedicated in the population or something that's going on, like giving back books, cleaning up, food drives, whatever. Go out there and take that risk to do it. Because it can help you in the long run, not only for the person, but you as well, because of your wellness. That'll help you understand that, wow, this deep connection that I have, this strong passion I'm really putting into work. Sometimes, even if you have to do it in the background. But I feel like once you put yourself out there in the forefront and you see how things operate and how it goes, it's like, wow. Trust me, it takes time for a person to gather their thoughts, to gather themselves together, because sometimes, some of us are still scared to go outside. Trust me, I understand. But the power of volunteering, even if you don't put yourself on the forefront, just you being able to give back, to give and serve a purpose for someone that you don't know or you do know is dope, and it's very important. Because you never know, one day you could be in the same predicament. Or you probably been in that predicament and you know how I feel and you just keep doing it. You keep giving and whatever. And one thing I love about volunteers, however you say it, people that volunteer their time to serve people in whatever shape or form or capacity it is, I give them all the praise, because sometimes it can be very hard to have a big turnout or no turnout at all. Or maybe a mini one, whatever. It takes a lot of a person to promote and put themselves on the forefront to even start the foundation of it. So going back to the We Are Us community and foundation, nonprofit, and everything like that, that's in my city. When they gave us the background story, it took a lot out of them to get to where they at. Because it started in the mayor's office. That's a good thing too, y'all. Forgot to mention, big thing. It started in the mayor's office here in Baltimore City. And then they was like, you know what? We're going to take off and do this ourselves. It takes time, because sometimes there's when the long-term and short-term goals come in, as well as the fix and growth mindset. They all go hand in hand. And it takes a lot out of a person and a group of people to volunteer their time and to see the purpose. Because sometimes you're not going to see the results you want to see right away. Sometimes you got to take your time. Sometimes we just want things to fall in our lap. Trust me, sometimes I be like, I want this over with. But once you get it over with, it's like, I know this might sound crazy, but it makes sense. When you're getting to something, you want to enjoy the moment. I don't care how big or small or good or bad it is. Sometimes you look back at the moments and you reflect on it. Because that's where you can volunteer your time to give back to someone that might be in the same predicament that you was in. And you volunteer your time to let them know, like, hey, slow and steady win the race. Don't rush it. Because sometimes you never know how much of an impact that can put onto you. Regardless of you putting yourself on the forefront of volunteering to give away stuff or giving away mental jewels and knowledge and stuff. Just any type of shape or form of giving back is important. Not only does that impact the people you serve in wellness, but yours as well, because it helps you understand that, look, I'm going through some issues, but there's people out here that's going through twice as more than I am. They're going through issues that's bigger than what I'm going through. So, like, y'all, it's making sense. And like I said, too, it's crazy because sometimes I don't remember every vibe that I write down. Because sometimes I will forget. Like, when I'm looking at my notes right now, I see for the who and what, I took a piece of the what and put it in the who for the what. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look, things happen. But it was like, wow, and I remember seeing the poster, the flyer, whatever I made for it in February. But I was like, I didn't remember the date until I looked at it and was like, okay, cool. And I'm like, wow, I just participated and did this. So, it's crazy how things can happen and how things just come about and things, whatever. But y'all, volunteering is dope. Go do it. It can help serve you for so many ways as well as whoever you're serving. And lastly, I love the why because it summarizes and sucks up everything and soak in the whole concept. So why is volunteering important for both personal and community wellness? And why should we give back during National Volunteer Month? So volunteering is essential for both personal and community wellness because it fosters a sense of accomplishment and purpose. For the community, volunteers help create healthier, more connected environments by offering support to those in need. On a personal level, volunteering boosts self-esteem and providing a sense of belonging, which can reduce the feeling of isolation and loneliness. Over community talks, faculties, whatever you want to do. I said faculties, that's over community times, collaboration, things like that. Creating a collective sense of wellness also impacts with the importance of volunteering within on a personal level for the community. And also on a both personal and community wellness level. National Volunteer Month serves as a powerful reminder to reflect on how we can contribute to the well-being of others. It also put a huge impact onto the importance of gratitude, kindness, and community by encouraging everyone to make a positive difference, no matter how big or small. By dedicating time to volunteer during this month, individuals can not only help those in need, but also the experience of personal growth, fulfillment that comes with giving back and reinforcing the interconnections that benefits both individuals and as society as a whole. And of course, let me leave y'all with a quote impacting this. Volunteering do not necessarily have the time. Volunteers do not necessarily have the time. They just have the heart. Elizabeth Andrew. And on that note, y'all, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode as well as learned a handful about volunteering. Like I said, y'all, if you're new here, I used to say I hope you learned something, but for how long the episodes be, it's impossible for you to just learn one thing out of the episode that's down there, an hour almost long. So as I say all the time, I hope you guys learned at least a good 3 to 5 important or interesting facts that you never know about. And what I love the best about what I do within the vibing out with E, the vibe of the day and stuff, even with the wellness lessons and vibing out with guests, that you're learning. And you're learning every day. Regardless if you think you're not learning, baby, you're learning every day. Y'all, like my self-care day, I learned a lot about my eyebrows. I learned about my skin and stuff like that. But regardless of that, that's just like throwing it out there like a little something. But even when I took my time to do what I had to do for my class, for my grade, but I didn't really, it still didn't dawn on me until I realized, like, oh, dang, this is for a grade. But it's like it didn't feel like it was 4th grade because the type of heart and the feelings that I I just was so amazed to be out there. Because at first I had my moment like, I do not want to do this. Because it's cold. I'm going through enough. Like, I got to do this paper. I got another one to do with the whole class. Internship with the kids. Working. And vibing out with E. I'm done. I'm tired. But in reality, it was like, wow. It opened my eyes on so many different levels because I had a ball with my classmates. We all bonded with each other on a different level. We served the community, and some of them served a community they never even seen or never been in before, as well as we got to do this together. And it also helped us in ways within whatever we were going through and all the stress and frustrations we had within the workload that we had. At that moment, we put it on the back burner because right now, we had a population to serve and we had a duty to do. And that was to give to the community in need, as well as letting them know that, whatever you need, they're here for you. And it helped us open our eyes to look. It helped open our eyes for us to see that, look, people are going through things and we're all going through it. But at this time, they're going through something that's way more than we do. And I love the fact that, too, that they also helped us. Because it was like, I know y'all, the little saying, broke college students. Sure is sometimes, It's hard to get some groceries and stuff and transportation, And I appreciate them for not only looking out for the community, but looking out for the people that were helping them serve the community. Some of us were able to get some things too because, you never know who may need it. Like some of my classmates, they got a good basket. I'm mad, y'all, because I didn't get some of the good stuff, but it was okay. Long as you got something. And the whole purpose of their whole community and foundation was that they have a purpose to serve, and that's to serve the community with whatever shape or form or aspect it is, no matter how big or small it is, whatever resources they can help with the community is just dope. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful, and it's such a big impact because it helped not only me, but my community and my future social workers to understand that future social work classmates understand that, wow, this is for real. And I learned so much from this. And I hope you guys learned a lot from this too. So as always, I thank you guys so very much for taking the time out of y'all busy day to listen to me. I thank you also very much for just being here. If you're new here, I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope you turn to an OG. And to the OGs, I thank y'all for however long y'all been here. Some been here since day one. Some been here when I hit 3 months, 6, 9, a year and 3 months, whatever. I just appreciate you all as a whole because I see the numbers, sometimes they go up, they go down, but it's okay. Long as I'm serving a purpose that matters and giving y'all the jewels and knowledge that I can, as well as while I'm learning, because as always, everything that I say and do is raw and uncut. And I'm going to give you the truth and I'm going to let you know we all make mistakes. Like sometimes when I be reading my notes, and sometimes I don't want to read them word for word, but it happens. And I messed up. We're human. Okay? But, as always, I thank you all again. I wish y'all nothing but the best. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. Enjoy the amazing weather. Hope you guys have a wonderful holiday week. I hope you guys just love on your friends and family. Give back. Serve to a purpose that is so dear and strong-hearted to you. But also, give yourself grace and love on yourself and participate in self-care in any shape or form that you can. Okay? I love you all. Please be safe out here. Be kind to one another. And as always, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday. Bye.